Adelphi University. My name is Heather Fazio. Thank you for taking the time to consider my application and to watch this video. I am currently a senior at the University of Delaware. I am majoring in cognitive science, specifying in pre-professional speech-language pathology. I have two minors, the first being human development and family sciences, and the second being disability studies. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am the oldest of three girls. My youngest sister is 10 years younger than I, so at the age of 10, I realistically became the second mother of the household. As that sister started to grow older, she developed severe anxieties, and daily panic attacks were normal in the household, and any place that we were in, any place she was anxious in, the panic attacks were there. Honestly, I took a lot of pride in calming my little sister down in whatever environment she was severely anxious in. I believe that experiences like these have molded me into a very patient and open-minded individual. I also believe that these two characteristics have benefited me as a student, as an individual, and I believe that these characteristics will benefit me as a future clinician. I want nothing more than for my clients to feel comfortable, welcomed, excited to be working with me as their clinician. Experiences that I have faced with my sister also led me into the direction of wanting to help others in my future profession, so this is really how I found out how I wanted to be a speech-language pathologist. I took electives in high school that taught about psychology, that then later opened my eyes to the different therapeutic services that there are. Learning about these therapies excited me and led me to speech. I believe that no human should feel isolated or helpless due to not being able to communicate in social interactions, whether it may be through speech, alternative communication devices, sign language, anything that can help one communicate. It is vital for everyone to be able to use their voice and to be heard. So I'm really passionate about that, and I'm really passionate about being that person to help people use their voice. An experience that further intrigued me and my passion for speech was the summer of 2017. I had the pleasure of being an individual aide to a 21-year-old student with severe autism spectrum disorder along with a severe intellectual disability. I brought her to all of her therapy sessions, speech, occupational, and physical therapy. Not only was she my responsibility, but as were the 7 other students in the classroom. This class was filled with an array of disabilities. I had to meet all the needs of the children and help them feel comfortable in the classroom by interacting with them and getting them involved as much as possible. To be quite honest, this experience was definitely challenging. The child I aided that summer was very aggressive, very physical, and very strong to the point where she was stronger than I was. But as the summer progressed, we developed a very close bond, a bond that I'll definitely never forget. We figured out how to work with each other, what our likes were, what our dislikes were, and after spending the entire summer together, it really just put a smile on my face every single day, and it really brought a lot of joy to me to be able to put a smile on her face every single school day. So furthering my undergraduate career, I had the opportunity to intern at the Child's Play Learning and Development Lab here on campus. I was just recently promoted to Senior Research Assistant, being that I had been a very hardworking and loyal intern for the past year and a half. I had been mainly focused on one specific study that determined whether infants learned words through questions or declaratives. This data was measured through eye gaze, so I was specifically trained on coding this eye gaze through a high-tech software called Supercoder. Besides working on this study, I was also responsible for facilitating families during the various studies and making sure that everything ran smoothly. I believe that this has benefited my interpersonal skills immensely. I also took part in weekly lab meetings, and here we discussed current research in children's language acquisition. I feel very fortunate to be a part of this lab and very fortunate to be a part of the groundbreaking research that we have started. So the big question is, what skills do I think are essential in order to be an effective communicator? Well, I think that in order to be an effective communicator, one must be able to express their wants, needs, and emotions appropriately. So many believe that the main way to effectively communicate is through verbal communication. Yes, this is a very effective and very common way to communicate. But there are also various ways to use our voice to express information without actually using our physical voice. Nonverbal communication entails numerous processes that are adequate means of communicating. So the best way to define nonverbal communication is that it is a communication method that does not use vocal words to send and receive messages through communication partners. Gestures, mannerisms, facial expressions, eye movements, body language, tone of voice, posture are all forms of nonverbal communication. And to be an effective communicator with these various processes, one must know how to use them appropriately to get their point across to whomever they're trying to converse with. So as long as there's a means of expressing oneself by using any forms of these communications and knowing how to use them, I believe that one may be classified as an effective communicator. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to hearing back from you.